Does the name Josie ring a bell? We've got video of you getting chased out of Walmart by a mom.
I doubt that.
Kill me! Only idiots run from the cops. If you watch any of my short content, then you know that I cover a lot of law enforcement type content. I spent years training law enforcement, and I've also done seminars for the NYPD. In this video, we're gonna cover 3 crazy stories of criminals trying to run from the police.
When criminals are confronted by cops, most usually surrender and give themselves up, but some criminals prefer to try and run from police. In May of 2021, 30-year-old Josie Aman allegedly followed a child in a Walmart and assaulted her when he saw the opportunity. After the attack, the child immediately told her mother, who went on to confront the attacker. Josie fled the scene. 5 months later, cops are called to Josie's day job to try and confront the suspected criminal.
Does the name Josie ring a bell?
Yes.
Is he here?
Yes.
You can see right in this young lady's face that she knows that Josie's a fucking weirdo and something bad's about to happen.
I got talked to. In May, we got a complaint from a parent and a young girl at the Walmart in Alaska that involves you. Anything ring a bell to that? Okay. Have you ever been at the Walmart where you got chased out of the store?
No.
No? Okay. So we've got video of you getting chased out of Walmart by a mom.
I doubt that.
It's not me.
Josie denies all knowledge of this incident. Watch how he reacts when he's shown some hard evidence.
Would you agree that this is you?
It's not me. He has your face.
Is this your truck?
Definitely not.
Is that your license plate, Josie? Because it's the same number. No, it's not me.
No, I don't even have a topper on my truck.
He does attempt to act surprised when the officer brings up that someone had used his debit card in the store, but the cop doesn't buy it for a second.
I like how this is what breaks the camel's back. A fucking purchase at a Subway. What seems to make him uncomfortable is the fact that they caught him eating a foot-long tuna at Subway. What's wrong with this guy?
Okay, so we reviewed video and watched the suspect of this whole thing prior to this incident with the juvenile was inside Subway, bought a sub sandwich.
Oh, he's off. He's off. He's gonna get tired.
Stop! Get on the ground!
Josie was charged with the first-degree sexual assault of a girl under the age of 13 and a misdemeanor charge for resisting an officer. He is currently awaiting trial.
I like that. You guys should like the video. You know what's gonna happen to this man in jail. If any of you guys know how the prison system works, when a person comes in with a charge like that, bad things happen to them.
Not all criminals run because they're faced with hard evidence. Some just make very dumb decisions. This was the case for Jason Massey. Massey is a passenger in his friend's car, and they're pulled over for speeding. The stop seems normal initially, with the driver giving a good reason for being above the speed limit and handing over his license willingly.
I'm Officer Miller. Reason for the traffic stop is speed. Any reason for the speed?
I'm trying to get home. My little sister's at home by herself, but also trying to get
Okay. Do you have a driver's license on you? Thank you. Any weapons at all in the car? Or no? Okay.
Things become more suspicious when dispatch lets the officer on the scene know that the license plates don't match the car. The cop has already smelled the scent of marijuana, and the plates are a big red flag, so he calls for assistance. Once they have backup, they coordinate their approach. When they reach the vehicle, pay extra attention to Massey, who's in the front of the car passenger's side.
Get ready for this, because shit's about to get intense.
How's it going? You guys got IDs on you? You don't? What's your name?
Hey man, can I get you a step?
I understand you're not driving.
Can I get you a step out real quick?
Hey. What's your last name, partner?
Alright man. I'm just gonna put you in handcuffs real quick. You're not under arrest, okay?
I love that. You're not under arrest. I'm gonna put you in handcuffs, though. Don't worry about it. We're gonna bring it down to the precinct. You're not under arrest.
The cop tries to reassure Massey that things are fine and that he doesn't have to be scared, but Massey still seems nervous. While the driver is being searched, the cop asks Massey his name. Unfortunately for Massey, he makes a very dumb mistake.
Hey!
Don't do it, man.
Why? Why? And what's crazy is he's driving with a taser in his arm right now. He's gonna be exhausted.
Hey, show me your hands! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Put your hands behind your back.
An officer comes to check Massey's condition while another searches his bag. The bag contains marijuana and live ammunition.
Prague's got the driver detained in her squad.
Now, from my understanding, you're not going to do any jail time for having ammunition on you. And he had a small amount of weed, which would have been a misdemeanor in most states. I don't understand why this guy was running.
Can y'all help me? That's all in there.
Jason what? Jason Massey?
Hey, I told you to calm down. And look what you did. You got yourself in more trouble. All over a little bit of weed.
Cops get a bad rap because they're usually deconditioned, fat, and they've actually lowered the barrier of entry for a lot of recruits, at least in New York City. So you're getting these new cops coming onto the force and they're built like bags of milk. They can't run longer than a few yards, but there's always gonna be cops like this who are in shape, know how to do their job. And like any other profession, there's gonna be good and bad.
During a search of the area, police found a firearm in the bushes that Massey had passed through on foot, while the driver only received citations.
Yo, they took that screenshot of homeboy. Check his eyes out. Lost in the sauce.
And the female passenger denied all knowledge and was released. Things were much worse for Massey. Massey pled guilty to fleeing and eluding an officer, hit and run, carrying a concealed weapon, and 1 count of bail jumping. He was sentenced to 3.5 years in jail and will serve an additional 4 years for the armed robbery.
I remember being young and doing things on the streets that I really shouldn't have done. I think back to some of my actions and go, what the fuck was I thinking? So when I see a young man like that, it's easy for us to judge, but we don't know what his home life was like growing up, and that's not an excuse, but it is a reason for why people make decisions like they do. You grew up without a father, a bad stepfather, a mom who's hooked on stuff. We don't know his story, but all we can say is, man, hopefully this guy gets his shit together, because he seems like he's self-aware enough to know that he was doing something stupid, yet he continues to perpetuate the same mistakes.
The next suspect is 30-year-old criminal Anthony T. Gaines, but what he doesn't realize is that these officers already know who he is. What happens next might be the strangest encounter ever caught on a body cam.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta lie about anything I do. So when I call Lene, I'm like, man, your sons done took my phone. You can't.
Hand talk. Say something that's of value. This guy is saying nothing.
I go to the side of the house. They had the children side of the house. I sit right there. They was moving across the street. So it's in California where I can see the angle. You got these loud little midget ass dogs that bark at people. So I know when somebody come up, the dogs gonna start barking. So when the dog started barking, I'm looking. I'm like, what? Gotta be somebody over there. Because I'm looking at the corner and I'm
So you ain't got your phone, right?
Basically, what a criminal will do is they'll use blepla, as they say in Spanish, or just bullshit, word salad, in order to distract the cop from doing their job. If you just throw a lot of shit at the wall, it'll become sort of a confusing plethora of nonsense. And that's exactly what this guy seems to be trying to do here. He's saying a whole lot of nothing.
While Gaines may seem relaxed, Gaines's overly familiar behavior can be a telltale sign that he has something to hide. The cops present are already aware that there's a warrant out for his arrest. They make their move.
Hey, come here real quick. Step out. Step out.
Yeah, I should just say it, man.
I'm for detain you right now. You're not arrested. You're not being under arrest.
I love that line, man. You're not under arrest. You are under arrest.
Just until we find out everything that's going on. It's anyone
Hey, why you
find them. Do it in front of them.
Right.
That's what we're trying to do.
See what we're saying?
We'll just set you my vehicle just so your AC at least.
I didn't lock those.
With Gaines cuffed, one officer searches him and retrieves what looks to be the case for a ring from his pocket. The other officer opens it and finds incriminating evidence inside. Gaines tries to play dumb, but the lie is obvious.
Keep your eye on this. He's off. He's off. He's off, ladies and gentlemen.
Kill me!
We got body cameras on. Scream all you want to. We got body cameras on.
For context, this arrest happened after the death of George Floyd and the Black Lives Matter protests. As the officer mentions, this wasn't his first time seeing this kind of behavior, which suggests that the offenders were trying to use the politically charged climate to their advantage too. Gaines tries to pull this stunt for more than 30 minutes, but the act breaks for a moment when the arresting officer has a laugh at his expense.
Now, although this is funny, it's also kind of sad, because what happens when you use a political climate to your advantage when you're lying, you essentially set everything back a number of steps. And obviously this is a black cop, so we're not seeing any racial injustice.
You know I ain't lying, bro. I ain't do none of that shit, bro. Bro, you know, no, don't do it, bro. I'm gonna come up, bro. All right. You just bang my head, bro. Down. All right, stand up, please.
If you guys remember in the early 90s, the Rodney King case, where all of these white LA officers beat this man down, it resulted in crazy riots. It was essentially a race war. And then you fast forward 30 some odd years, and this is what you get. You get a man who is not being hurt, who's being dealt with, I think, fairly, but the weakness in his character is causing him to behave like this.
Why ain't I giving no water? I told you I need some water.
We don't have any water.
Y'all can go get some water.
I'm not gonna leave you here.
You got fucking 4 officers. You fucking smart ass.
All right.
You the same one that put me over there one night.
Okay.
Harassing me and shit
Okay.
about being black.
Okay.
Young black brother, man. You remember me?
No, sir.
Running through the AR?
No, sir.
You do remember me.
Not
You
at all.
remember me. With that big ass AR, you remember me.
No, sir.
Yeah, your big ring.
Okay.
Yeah, your big ring.
Because this one cop is black, you share the same race, he's in some way selling out for the white man. He's anti the culture. And if you want to get conspiratorial, this is what the powers that be would like, right? They'd like everyone to just be fighting, specifically amongst the same race. A divided people cannot think clearly, so they can never fight back. And we talk about this in my newsletter. Clarity, discipline, all the things that this young man lacks and what he could use. If you feel like your environment isn't getting it done, your family, your friends really aren't there, or you just want to level up slightly in terms of mindset and discipline, check out the link below. My newsletter's been helping a lot of people, and I think it could help you too.
We need to check his bag in there.
Yep.
He's got a gun, guarantee it.
While one of the cops feels certain Gaines will have a weapon, they don't find one among his belongings.
Like he's trying to write. Like he's trying to be a rapper by writing rhymes.
We found his lyric book, a tennis shoe, a leather briefcase, and meth. Oh, and Newports. Always those Newports, huh?
Gaines was charged with third-degree assault of a police officer, second-degree fleeing or evading police, resisting arrest, and possession of meth. Shockingly, in early 2022, Anthony Gaines was again arrested and charged with 2 counts of murder, robbery, burglary, tampering with evidence, and 4 counts of wanton endangerment. The outcome of the trial is yet to be determined.
Whoa! What the fuck is wanton endangerment? Have anything to do with dumplings? The only thing Uncle Steve's gonna ask of you is that you keep it cordial in the comment section. I know that that's difficult with these types of videos. It can become very polarized very quickly, but that's exactly what they want. I'm sending all you guys massive love. Strangle Gang, stay strong, and I'll see you in the next one.